Grey's Anatomy Season 22, Episode 3. Between Two Lungs. Recap: a divorce, a new love, and a new doctor. Two doctors in white coats stand on stairs, looking serious. They're inside a hospital, with a gray background and railing. It's another day at Gray Sloan Memorial, which means love triangles, experimental surgeries, and at least one emotional breakdown before lunch. Grey's Anatomy Season 22, Episode 3, titled Between Two Lungs, delivers exactly that and more. The medical drama that refuses to die somehow keeps reinventing itself, and this week's episode proves that even after 2 decades, the surgeons of Gray Sloan can still make us gasp, groan, and ugly cry all in one sitting. The heart of this episode is quite literally a set of lungs. A young boy named Ryan suffers from a rare and life-threatening lung disease that has left him dependent on ECMO. Enter Dr. Nick Marsh, who pitches an unprecedented idea straight out of a medical sci-fi novel, a double living donor lung transplant. Each of Ryan's dads, Stephen and Vivek, will donate one lung lobe to save their son. Simple in theory, utterly terrifying in practice. But because this is Grey's Anatomy, disaster has to strike somewhere. Just before the surgery, Vivek develops a fever and becomes ineligible to donate, throwing the entire plan into chaos. Dr. Winston Dugu and Meredith Grey step up to help Nick improvise a surgical miracle. The team ultimately decides to take both lobes from one father, a medical first that could either make history or headlines for malpractice. In true Gray Sloan fashion, the surgery teeters on disaster before ending in triumph. Ryan survives, Stephen survives, and everyone in the OR looks emotionally wrecked yet weirdly proud of themselves. Meanwhile, the emotional lungs of the show are working overtime. Dr. Lucas Adams finds himself on the edge of a meltdown after learning his intern, Wes Bryant, hooked up with Simone, the woman Lucas has been pining after for seasons. The tension in their rounds could cut through Kevlar, and Bailey has to step in with one of her patented "Get it together, doctor" speeches. Watching Lucas struggle between personal rage and professional duty feels like vintage Grey's at its best, which is messy, human, and painfully relatable. I have a sneaky suspicion the two will end up being besties. Elsewhere, Simone convinces Jules to join her in a no-sex pact, which honestly might be the healthiest decision anyone at this hospital has made in years. Teddy Altman, on the other hand, is barreling toward heartbreak. After a brutally honest conversation with Jo Wilson, Teddy finally admits her marriage to Owen Hunt is over. Jo plays therapist and car shopping buddy while Teddy quietly falls apart, and the show does what it always does best, making the smallest moments feel devastatingly big. And then there's Meredith Grey, who reminds us she's still the queen of surgical swagger. Back in Scrubs, Meredith proves she hasn't lost her touch. Her scenes with Nick feel like a calm in the chaos, but even they hint at deeper tension. She's learning to trust again, both in love and in her work, which feels like a poetic full-circle moment for fans who've been here since the elevator days. By the end of Between Two Lungs, we've witnessed a medical first, a breakup, a meltdown, and a half-dozen tears. The episode manages to blend high-stakes surgery with soap opera drama in a way only Grey's Anatomy can pull off. It's absurd, emotional, and borderline unbelievable, but that's exactly why we tune in every Thursday. Grey's Anatomy Season 22 Episode 3 is proof that even after 20-plus years, Shonda Rhimes' flagship series can still find fresh air, pun intended, in the chaos of medicine and heartbreak. If this is the direction the season's heading, we're all in for a wild, weepy, and wonderfully dramatic ride. And now, we bring you Teddy's moment of joy when an overwhelmed Jo asks Teddy to tag along while she goes to buy a new car for her expanding family. Since Link is still in the hospital recovering, she has no idea about the menace she has set loose in that car dealership. Teddy loves negotiating. She lives for it. And honestly, she's pretty good at it. Daniel, the car salesman, certainly doesn't think he'll be playing hardball when these two women walk in the door. But while the setup of this storyline is about Jo buying a new car, it's actually about Teddy moving forward as her divorce becomes real. When Daniel starts talking to Jo about all the memories her family will have in this car, Teddy leaves in tears. She tells Jo what's going on and about the guilt she feels for tearing her family apart. Jo, who has been through divorce, reminds her that her kids deserve a happy mom. It will get better. Teddy just needs to find small things that bring her joy to help her remember who she was, to help her remember how to be happy. Teddy finds several moments of joy that day. First, she is able to get Joe an excellent deal on a new car. Then, she buys herself a sexy new Cadillac. But the real kicker comes later when she drives that sexy new Cadillac to pick up none other than Cass Beckman, and the two furiously make out in the front seat. Now that's a real moment of joy for Teddy Altman. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.